fell through the cracks in my hand. Hard to say it's over, but I'm already someone else's baby. Nah. Hey, why'd you do that? How did you do that? Actually, congratulations, you guys are stumping me again. Sorry. Saw you there in an empty room. Wait, no. Standing here in an empty room, I saw you there and my blood went cold. Take me back to the long September, don't know I ever let you go. I was young, didn't know about love. You were wild, couldn't get enough. Oh, it's cold in here. Find me another place and time. If only you were mine. But I'm already someone else's baby. Guess I had my last dance, and now this is our last chance. And you fell through the cracks in my hand. Tell myself be stronger. My heart's like a rubber band, and it's such a shame. You'll always be the one that got away. And we both know down that deep down you feel the same. Tell myself be stronger. Oh, sorry. Okay, I was getting adjusted. My bad. I'm in my PJs, you know. You should know this PJ set by now. And, put some lipstick for ya. Anyway, my storage is full on my computer. So my last video is going to go on YouTube. You'll probably see it before this one. I don't know. How the fuck? Who knows? But yes, Zero's playing it with her little cat pool table behind me. So if you hear it sounds like a ball rolling, that is her playing pool. Baby girl knows how to play pool. I'm so smart, I taught my cat how to play pool. I wonder how close I can get this without it being in the camera. Baby, can't you see I'm calling? A guy like you should wear a warning. You're dangerous and I'm falling. There's no escape, I can't wait. I need a hit, a baby give me it. You're dangerous and I'm loving it. Too high, can't come down. Losing my head, spin around and round. And do you feel me now? God. Taste my lips, I'm on a ride. You're toxic, I'm slipping under with the taste of a poison paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that you're toxic? Okay, sorry, I have to check back to keep an eye because I fixed it, so I'm happy. Thank you. Can I pause this so I don't have to look at myself? Thanks. But anyway, so I don't know if I have the emotional investment today to deal with Michelle Carter or Ryan Waller, because I just can't. I don't want to be depressed today. So I thought we could switch it up and go for a page on YouTube that I've been watching lately. I mean, yeah, that'll be fun. Ooh. Oh yeah, me and my sister are playing a fun game. Because she was like, German's the easiest language to learn. And I was like, bitch, have you heard? Other people, like, compare, like, because I was trying to, she told me that, and then she didn't understand what a cognate was. And I was like, if you don't even know what a cognate is, then why are you even talking to me about what the easiest language to learn is? But anyway, after a long discussion and some things, you can see that, I was looking at my other stuff just in case it was weird, but it's not, the creep. But yeah, so it's pretty funny what we were watching the other day. Actually cracked me up. Oh, I don't even have to search, but I was looking at this because I was like, when did I search this? Oh, I think to prove to her that I knew Japanese songs, because she was like, no, you don't, bitch. And I was like, Wazuto kimi to wa ayanai. Boku wa sayonara mo shimatta. Demo kitto furimuite shinai. Doko kara made tamerate erunda. Kizuku to itsumo Kimi no koe ga boku o michibite mayoi mo ichike shite ita kore kara wa zuto hitore de susunde kuna kana kami-sama koe aku hoi aukai boku wa Shizoa dato moitai, boku wa kidoa dato moitai, boku wa hitori janai to moitai, boku wa de mama de takanai. No. Someday to nakakai karu. No, that's a different verse. Whatever. But you should. Where was it? If I just click Hikari to Kage. That song is a fucking banger. Anyway, it's from Casher and Sins, an anime I used to watch. But yes, so let me get to my point. Sorry, my ADD. I know my videos are unwatchable because of my ADD. But what can I do? Anyway, Audit the Audit. I just subscribed to it. And I fucking love it. I just do. Because, just first of all, look at this plethora. Now, the only thing I will say really quickly is that, I'm subscribed, and you should too, because they're super fun to watch, a lot of them. And, and they explain the laws. So I'm learning a lot, and I'm actually excited to learn about this stuff. And the more I watch, the more I learn. But it's different for states, etc. But they always explain that. So you're always gonna be better off watching their videos, really. And anyway, but my encounters with police, some were terrible. Funnily enough, the job that I just started working at. Oh shit. A long time ago, I had a what do they call it? Constable. Unlawfully. Phoenix is riled up. He's like, yeah, tell him. Unlawfully. One tried to distract me while the other one went around on my property to look for somebody. And they opened my door and went into my house because it was unlocked. And they said it was open. And I was like, bitch, I don't leave my door open. Who the fuck does that? And they said if a door is open, they can go in. And I'm like, I don't know about that, but I know it wasn't open, so fuck off. And I got really mad. And the same guy came into my work today. It was so funny. Oh, man, I gave him the stink eye. And I was talking to him, and I was like, you get anybody today? And he was like, a couple. And I was like, oh. I was like, what do you get? Like $50 for every person that you... I almost want to say for every family that you ruin. But I was at work, so I kept it professional. I said, what do you get? Like $50 for every person that you bring in? And he was like, depends on the person. And then gave me this look like, what the fuck? Like, why is she looking at me and talking to me like this? And I was being perfectly nice to him, still with a smile on my face and everything. Just that general look, half and half type of look. I wasn't doing anything wrong, and I wasn't saying anything wrong either. And, he was answering my questions freely. So, and he was like, do I know you or something? He was like, and I was like, not me, probably. I was like, probably won't remember me, I was like, never mind. I'm not going to say it all. I was at work. But anyway, guy found out, Guy found out there's people everywhere where I did really want to say how many lives did you ruin today to this man, because he pinned it all on his buddy, of course, the guy that he was working with, for what happened, because I explained it to him, because he was like, do I know you? And I was like, probably wouldn't remember this, but and I explained it to him, and he was like, oh, this guy with like the gray hair and like and I was like, yep, he's trying to pin it on his buddy. Even though the buddy was the one talking to me while you went into my house. And I ran around and caught your ass. So, yeah. But anyway, so it made me not respect them, of course. You don't just enter somebody's house. Not that even that person was there, so it was really odd. I don't know. People are just weird, but it doesn't matter. I just thought it was pretty funny, because I know a constable that I worked at a tire shop. I did their car tires. I did a couple constables, and the other one that I knew, I loved him. He was great. And he told me how, like, one time he was chasing a guy, and this guy literally jumped off of a bridge into water, and he was like, you know what? He deserves it. And then he says he lets people go all the time just because of, like, if they do something crazy to get away, he's like this one guy, he was like, I swear he did some Spider-Man moves. And I was like, you know what? He deserves it. So I just let him keep running. And I was like, and so, you can still respect the law and do what you have to do, depending on, what the person is needing to be locked up for, etc., what's going on. But what happened to me was definitely not right, so I called him out for it. And I did it in a nice way. And I got him looking ashamed of himself, so I wasn't ashamed of myself because I didn't do anything wrong. So, fuck it. And that's how I live my life. Anyway. So, other than that, cops, in my state, we have car inspections. I had a car after my other car broke down that I had to drive that wasn't inspected for a long time because it needed work done, and I didn't think I'd be driving it for very long. A couple months. Max. I didn't even think it would be a couple months, but ended up being a long time, and then this guy, I got pulled over by, like, a different cop, like, 5 times in a month, and then the same cop again, and then they finally gave me a ticket that time, and then the same cops, but a different one again, so they gave me tickets. I can understand that, but a couple of them, first time I ever met them, pulled me out of the car saying I was acting nervous, searched my car and shit, and I was like, bitch, that's my personality. I talk to people. He said I was talkative, and I was like, yeah, that's my personality, asshole. And You know, I let them search my car, but as... I wish I could show this one. Oh, fuck. It'll be in my history. I'll find my history. What I watched today, I will rewatch it just for you guys. I learned from this channel not to ever consent to a search. And you will see why, okay? And I always did because I figured they would just, you know, search and then fuck off. I'm not watching anything like that. But, oh god, I don't want to think about Michelle Carter right now. Please. Officer arrest, officer crime scene. This is why I love this channel. Wait, did I block everything? Oh my god. I'm an idiot. You know, it's nothing new. Sorry. I mean, you know. Fuck another hard word, fuck another R word, and fuck me for my hard work that got me into Harvard. Fuck my past, fuck those times, fuck it fast. If you think you're fucking with me, you're fucking with your fucking lust. God bless you, common cold. Fuck the Pope, fucking old. If he cared for the poor, he'd sell his mansion made of solid gold. You suck, you fucking suck, you suck, you must suck. If I sucked as much as you, then I'd motherfucking shut it up. You fucking suck it, so fucking shut it. Drop the beat, then pick it up like Mr. Bucket. Okay, I had to get that out. Anyway, yeah, that's why I love this channel. Officer arrest, officer crime scene. What more can you want? But anyway, what I was searching for, is it going to automatically play? Okay. Was, oh yeah, I just got to look at my history. Because I think I watched it this morning. Was, this actually, the Gaming Beaver. Oh my god, this Jurassic Park evolution with the Xenomorph skins was kind of fucking epic. Look it up. Just if you like Jurassic Park, and I don't even play the game. I don't even have it. But I love watching this guy play it because he shows off all kinds of different skins, and he's obsessed with dinosaurs. I am, so it's great. But anyway, this guy, right fucking here. Do you want to start with this guy? Do you want to start?
This is the world's first reusable cotton swab. It can remove up to 10 times more earwax.
Try this.
Latest studies show that traditional cotton swabs are not good for your ears. There is even a warning on the box, telling you not to put them in your ears.
Telling you not to put...
Instead, specialists recommend a revolutionary new device called Thyme. It was designed by a team of European ear, nose, and throat specialists.
The Twiddler Swindler. Because I don't like to wash dishes very much. Why should I if I'm
Welcome to Audit The Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers vehicle searches, planting evidence, and roadside chemical tests, and is brought to us by USA Today. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. Before we dive into the interaction, I want to give a big thanks to the sponsor of this episode, the Commuter 2 speaker from Cove. I've been using the Commuter 260 surround in a ton of different community, valid for one. Thanks again to Cove for sponsoring. Office pulled over 52-year-old grandma at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Deputy Zach Wester of the Jackson County Sheriff's Office pulled over 52-year-old grandmother Teresa Odom in Marianna, Florida, because her vehicle brake lights were allegedly flickering on and off at a fast pace. At the time of the stop, Ms. Odom was on felony probation for dealing in stolen property. After Ms. Odom was pulled over, Deputy Wester approached the driver's side window of Ms. Odom's vehicle.
Why'd you pull over there?
Hi, how are you?
There's a lot right there.
You're fine, you're fine. Deputy Westwood, Jackson County Sheriff's Office. Reason for my stop is your brake lights.
Yes, sir.
They work 1 minute, and the next minute they don't work, and then a few seconds later they just flash. Okay, so
it's probably because of the rain.
Okay, that's fine. You got your driver's license on you, ma'am?
I just got tickets the other day. I'll be glad to show
Oh, did you? No, you're fine. All right, thank you. I'll be right back.
My truck may or may not start. When I turn it off, you may have to push me off, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you.
Okay. Do you need to turn it off? Do you have to turn it off?
It'd probably be better.
Okay.
I'm on a hard time with it as it is.
Okay, I'll tell you what. If
Can
we
I
can
answer my phone?
Yeah. You can answer your phone. I'm just trying to think what's going to be best for, what is that right there?
I would not answer my
That
phone.
right there.
Please stop. What the fuck? She's
That
chill.
straw right there.
This is no straw. It's an ink pen.
Oh, okay.
It's
okay.
an ink pen.
It was connected. It looked like it was connected
straw.
to that arc.
Hey,
Just hang tight,
got
okay?
pulled over that.
Man, you see my hip give out right then? Good Lord.
Look,
All
you
right.
just don't even need
He
to
seems
know.
really nice,
I'm at the
doesn't he?
hospital with an
My
84-year-old
God.
uncle all day long for 3 days. now,
Okay.
so I'm not expecting anything at this point.
That would be, yeah, I hope everything turns out good with that, all right?
It did. It did.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. I'm
It
sorry.
did. And I'm waiting on Dr. Albritton to call me. That was another thing I was fixing to tell you.
Okay.
If Dr. Albritton calls me,
That's
may I
fine.
answer his call?
That ain't no problem. I don't care. Yeah, I'm not going to keep you from talking on the phone, okay? Anything in the vehicle I need to be concerned about? Bombs, hand grenades,
Drugs,
rocket launchers.
Literally, that line he just said. Anything in your car you need to be concerned about? Bombs, hand grenades, rocket launchers has been said to me 3 times. 3 times. And I'm like, no, but I got mace in case I need to get your ass. And the stun gun I never tell them about, just in case. I don't trust the cops. Fuck them. Not all of them. A couple are really nice. And you think you can tell when they're going to be nice, but you can't. You never can, because this guy seems super nice, doesn't he?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Here's what I do probably 10 or 15 times a shift, okay? There's going to be a K9 coming in a minute, and she's going to walk around the car, okay? But
why?
Instead of doing that, would you consent to a search of your vehicle? You're fine with that? Okay. All right.
Normally, they ask, there's Zero here. Hey, Zero. I don't know if the camera can see her, but normally they would ask if they can search your car first, and then if you say no, they're like, okay, well then we're gonna call the dogs out, and you can call their bluff and be like, go ahead, and half the time they'll be like, well, we don't have a dog around for like a half an hour, so whatever, just go. But the other half of the time, they make you wait until they come. And then you can waste their time, depending on if you want to. Or if you have drugs in the car, then, I don't know. You do you. But, he said we were going to have a dog coming out first. I thought that was the weirdest thing so far I've heard. Especially as to how nice he was being.
You mind stepping out and just hanging out with this deputy right back here?
No, I don't. I'm scared of being in this traffic, to be
No,
honest.
Deputy Hayke will take care of you.
Deputy Wester informs Ms. Odom that a canine unit is on the way and requests that she consent to a search of her vehicle instead of waiting for the canine. Despite the fact that she was under no legal obligation to do so, Ms. Odom readily agrees to allow Deputy Wester to search her vehicle. In general, while officers are not prohibited from requesting to search a citizen's home, vehicle, or person, individuals have the right to refuse to consent. However, if an individual consents, officers have the authority to conduct a search, even if there is no probable cause, reasonable suspicion, or any justification whatsoever for the search. For this reason, criminal defense attorneys recommend that individuals refuse to consent to any search that an officer requests permission to conduct. Because if an officer asks for consent to search, they typically do not have the legal authority to conduct the search without permission. It is also important to note that a court would almost certainly conclude that Deputy Wester did not have the reasonable suspicion necessary to detain Ms. Odom to wait for the canine unit to arrive. In the 2015 case of Rodriguez versus United States, the Supreme Court held that extending the duration of a traffic stop beyond the time reasonably required to complete the mission of the stop to wait for a canine unit to arrive and complete a dog sniff of the vehicle violated the Fourth Amendment. The court explained that, quote, an officer may conduct certain unrelated checks during an otherwise lawful traffic stop, but he may not do so in a way that prolongs the stop, absent the reasonable suspicion ordinarily demanded to justify detaining an individual. Here, Deputy Wester had absolutely no evidence that Ms. Odom was involved in criminal drug activity, so a court would likely decide that there was no reasonable suspicion to warrant detaining Ms. Odom to wait for the canine unit.
Can I take my phone?
Yeah, take your phone. I don't care. That's fine. Come on.
She's so chill because she's like, I ain't got nothing.
2554 to 2540. You can cancel. I got consent.
If you're over the age of 35, this is how much earwax is trapped in your ears right now. For some, it's old age.
Maybe certain people I know. Yeah, he sits in his vehicle for a moment.
All right. Deputy Hayke, make sure you don't get run over, okay? Because I have faith that he would prefer to get over. All right, just hang tight, myself.
Here, the body cam footage video shows what appears to be a small baggie in Deputy Wester's hand as he puts on his gloves. It was later proven that Deputy Wester planted methamphetamine in Ms. Odom's vehicle. Although there are no statutes in Florida that explicitly prohibit police officers from planting drugs, doing so in order to falsify charges against an individual violates many different state laws. For instance, Section 838.022 of the Florida statutes, which defines the offense of official misconduct, states that, quote, "It is unlawful for a public servant to knowingly and intentionally obtain a benefit for any person, or to cause unlawful harm to another by falsifying any official record or official document." So, if Deputy Wester included information...
Why don't they just put it out there? They can't plant fucking illegal substances in your car. It would make it a lot easier.
About planted drugs in a police report or another official document, he could be found guilty of official misconduct. Similarly, Section 918.13 of the Florida statutes, which outlines the crime of fabricating evidence, states that, quote, "No person, knowing that an investigation by a duly constituted law enforcement agency of this state is pending or is about to be instituted, shall make, present, or use any record, document, or thing, knowing it to be false."
Which is basically the same thing as what I would just said, but in more vague terms, I guess. So it's fine. But I love how this channel goes through, this is the state it was in, so it goes through that state. It'll also, if it refers to federal, it really digs into teaching you stuff. And it's important. And I didn't realize how important it was. I mean, I realized a while ago when I kept getting pulled on my car to be searched. I kept getting put on my car to even take roadside DUI tests. Because I talk a lot. And because I'm happy. Oh, God. It's hilarious, isn't it? But, and I always took them. And, like, now I'm like, thinking of how much shit I could have got involved in.
Therefore, Deputy Wester could violate this statute by presenting planted drugs as evidence against Ms. Odom, or including a false narrative in a police report. And of course, Deputy Wester also likely illegally possessed the drugs that he planted, in violation of Section 893-13 of the Florida statutes. Although planting drugs or other evidence is highly unethical and illegal behavior, some police officers do engage in such conduct.
Why?
And individuals who are the victims of planted evidence often feel powerless to fight the charges against them when it's their word against a corrupt officer's.
Every policeman should have a body camera. Should not be able to be muted. It should be on, honestly, at all times.
However, public defenders and criminal defense lawyers can help citizens who are charged with crimes based on
Yeah, if you have the fucking money. Public defenders suck ass in every state.
planted evidence defend themselves. So individuals should never plead guilty to criminal charges without first consulting an attorney. After planting the evidence in Ms. Odom's vehicle, Deputy Wester confronts her about the substance.
Like, are you fucking kidding me? Look, he stuck it right there. What the fuck? Like his body camera wasn't gonna see it, really? What is he thinking? Is he so stupid? Although the spoon, where the fuck did that come from? I think she did mention something about yogurt, though. Is that why? And he said it there on her fucking spoon.
Miss Odom.
It is yogurt, sir.
I know. Okay.
It's yogurt.
How about this, though?
That is not mine. No, sir.
Okay. I'm not going to ask you any
No,
direct, hold on.
sir.
I'm not going to ask you any direct questions. I'm going to read you your rights first, okay? So just hang out with Deputy Heike here.
What is it?
I have an idea. We're going to test it, though, okay?
He has an idea. His little baby brain has an idea.
I don't know.
Oh
but...
no, Teresa, you're going to jail.
Yep.
What if I told you that instead of doing this, this,
That bitch can
and this.
it too?
You could be doing this to burn an extra 130 calories per day.
You're all
It might sound too good.
Yeah. And you men have it easy when it comes to working out. Fuck off. Which aren't even accurate.
What? Okay.
Of course, he knows what it's going to be because he bought it. Look how happy.
Yeah, there it goes.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Jess.
He just wanted her to look at it and see
No.
it.
Do you have anything on you, Miss Odom?
I said I didn't have anything on me in the truck.
Oh, okay.
officer.
Oh, okay. But do you have anything on your person? Is what
I
I'm
have
asking.
nothing on me to my knowledge
Okay.
at
Thank
all.
you. We're good. Okay. All right.
And I'm not trying to be over.
It did return
How?
presumptive positive.
What I want to know is how she is so fucking calm. I mean, maybe she has friends that do drugs and she's like, did one of those motherfuckers leave it in my car? But still, how is she so fucking... I would be tripping out. I don't care. I'd be losing my shit on this guy. I know it's in my car. Maybe I don't drive around as much random people, but I like to think I know the people that I would drive around, and they wouldn't leave their drugs in my car. And I would get the... Right away, I'd be like, you fucking put that there. One time when I got my car searched, I take prescription medication. One of them being something that I would not put it against people to want to steal. It has no effect on me because I actually have the problem. It's not like an opiate or anything like that, or, you know, like a pain medication. But it made him really mad. I was really mad, though, whenever he searched my car because he was pissed off. And he was being a dick. But he was like, can I search your purse? And I was like, yeah, I'll tell you what's in there right now. There's this, as in my medication. And my money, which I know how much I have in my wallet. And I looked at him and I was like, is it going to still be there after you're done searching? He got real mad. But I wanted him to know. I fucking know how they are in my area.
For methamphetamine, okay? I'm just letting you know, okay?
How is she so
Deputy
calm?
Wester conducts a field chemical test on the planted substance and informs Ms. Odom that the test was presumptive positive for methamphetamine. According to a feature in the New York Times, there are many factors that can impact the results of a roadside field test. For instance, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement reports that 21% of substances submitted to its labs as methamphetamine were not methamphetamine, and half of the false positives were not even illegal drugs. In fact, in the first 7 months of 2014 alone, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office in Florida reported 15 false positives for methamphetamine after deputies misunderstood which colors indicated a positive result. Environmental factors can also interfere with the field test, with cold weather slowing the development of color results and heat speeding it up. And lighting conditions on the street can prevent officers from accurately determining the color of the result strip. These issues are not limited to methamphetamine tests, as a common field test for cocaine uses a chemical called cobalt thiocyanate, which turns blue when exposed to cocaine, as well as over 80 other chemical compounds, including acne medications, common household cleaners, and methadone. Although field chemical testing is too unreliable to be used as evidence in court, it can be used to obtain probable cause to arrest individuals found with substances in their possession. However, because the vast majority of drug cases in the United States are resolved through...
I know this is a random topic, but when I used to want to do cosplay, I've always wanted to do, like, the blindfold, the scale. I need one of these scales right now. Human size for me to hold. Because I want to do, like... I mean, she's already sexy. I don't have to sexy it up at all. I want to do, like, a sexy Lady Liberty. You know... Not Lady Liberty, you know what I mean? Lady Justice. Like, photo shoot going on. Oh my God. The things I would do with that photo shoot had I the scale and a bomb-ass wig and the clothes. I know exactly some of the things I want to do.
plea bargains, prosecutors often accept guilty or no contest pleas before more accurate lab testing is conducted on the purportedly illegal substances. In other words, despite the fact that field drug tests are not admissible as evidence, a large proportion of drug convictions are based solely on the results of these tests. However, it should be noted that the results of the test Deputy Webster conducted were not a false positive, since Deputy Webster actually did plant methamphetamine in Ms. Odom's vehicle.
Why would you do this? Why?
What about my truck?
I'm going to have to tow it, okay, since it's a narcotics felony arrest, okay?
They saying they going to tow my truck, baby.
This is the world's first reusable cotton swab. It can remove up to 10 times more earwax. Latest
about somebody having earwax.
Studies show that traditional cotton...
Here, you just want to put your phone and your sunglasses in your purse here, and we'll make sure all this gets to the jail.
Ms. Odom was placed under arrest and charged with felony counts of methamphetamine possession and drug paraphernalia. She was held in jail for 19 days and then pled no contest to the charges. Ms. Odom later...
That's enough time for you to lose your job, not pay your rent, and get kicked out of where you're living. Your animals and your pets to die. Have you no one else to feed them? Oh my fucking God. Imagine what this guy has done. Imagine a single mom with no other family. Imagine. Just, oh my fucking God.
Later explained why she didn't fight the charges, stating that, quote, "I just didn't think I'd be able to beat anything, being as it was law enforcement. And I wanted to get home and take care of my grandbaby. She was about to be 3 months old." In August 2018, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement initiated an investigation into Deputy Wester's conduct at the request of the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. Deputy Wester was placed on administrative leave on August 1st, 2018, and fired on September 10th. The Department of Law Enforcement's investigation found that Deputy Wester routinely pulled over citizens for minor traffic infractions, planted drugs inside their vehicles, and arrested them. In response to these allegations, prosecutors reviewed almost 300 cases in which former Deputy Wester was involved, and dropped charges and vacated convictions in over 100 of those cases. Ms. Odom...
Just 100 cases, they dropped the charges. The other ones, they might not have proved. It could be fucking all of them for who you know. Probably wasn't, but you know what I mean. But 100, that's one person at least per case. That person has how many family members? As I mentioned, pets, their job, their life. He ruined lives. People probably, I wouldn't be surprised if he had a few people commit suicide because of the fact that they lost their job after they went to the jail for this. Didn't know why it was happening. Came out of the blue. Their family didn't believe. Oh my God.
Was among those found to be affected, and on September 18th, 2018, her convictions were vacated and the charges against her were dismissed. On July 10th, 2019, Mr. Wester was arrested on numerous felony and misdemeanor charges, and on May 18th, 2021, a jury found Mr. Wester guilty of 19 out of the 67 charges against him, and he was eventually convicted of 12 felonies. On July 13th, 2021, Mr. Wester was sentenced to 12 and a half years in state prison for these convictions.
No, 12 and a half. No!
Mr. Wester has since filed an appeal, and as of the date of this episode, the appellate case is still pending.
No. Put that motherfucker in jail for 30. I don't care. They can't even grasp what this man has done. I don't think they can. Actually, I do think they can. But a lot of people that become police become it for the wrong fucking reason. And it makes me sick. I want to be a police because I would like to fucking fuck over all those other cops that are dicks.
Over a dozen of Mr. Wester's victims have filed civil rights lawsuits over his misconduct. And on July 25th, 2019, Ms. Odom filed a federal lawsuit against Mr. Wester. As of the date of this episode, her case is also still pending. Overall, former Deputy Wester gets an F for displaying a total
Oh yeah, this guy grades the
lack
people.
of compassion and empathy for Ms. Odom and his other victims, maliciously neglecting
She said she had someone in the hospital.
his duty as a member of law enforcement, and for abusing his policing authority and intentionally jailing innocent citizens. This interaction.
Potentially, he did. That's the end of this one. That's all you're gonna get out of this one. I watched it this morning, literally this morning, and I wanted to shoot myself in the fucking face. I hate that guy, and I hope he dies. I do. I don't care. You think I care?
Welcome
ruined
to
more
Audit the
lives.
Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of
Then
police
he
interactions.
deserves to live
This
for.
episode covers crime scene contamination, filing a formal complaint, and officer retaliation, and comes to us from the Batosize channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. Before we dive into the interaction, I want to give a big thanks to the sponsor of this episode, News Voice. Social media has such a profound voice using the link in Chicago, Illinois, when a third Chicago episode. On February 4th, 2020, street musician Michael Malinowski was playing guitar at the
I gotta tell you, this is interesting though. This channel is badass.
Whatever you dream, you will have.
Ugh. I wouldn't want that. Except for sometimes when I dream I can fly, and when I have the dreams where I have wings, I can't take off. But if I jump off a tall building, then I can fly as just a human with wings that fold out from like my spine, basically. Sometimes they don't, and I have to drag them around, and that really sucks, and they're kind of painful and heavy. But I have a lot of weird dreams. Oh my god, that'd be kind of badass. But sometimes I have a lot of dreams where I get tortured in a lot of really bad ways, and I don't know why I have those dreams. My brain is trying to tell me something about, because more often than not, I'm being chased by monsters or kidnappers, or I've been kidnapped, drugged, you know, the rest of it. And I don't know why I have dreams like that.
Jackson Red Line station in Chicago, Illinois, when a 38-year-old mentally ill woman attacked him. 35-year-old Chicago Transit Authority Supervisor Martisa Lee received a call over her radio about the incident and responded immediately. Officers from the Chicago Police Department quickly arrived on the scene, arrested the suspect, and called for medical assistance.
Yo, look at how weird their elbows are. That one looks like a fucking... It looks like somebody did like that fucking Kylie Jenner, like... Are these two guys holding hands? Oh, wait. Oh, no. I didn't notice this head right here. I thought these dudes were holding hands, and I was like, oh, how sweet. But it's just this guy being a little dumb twiddler. I don't know if you can hear my cat. That's my Asian leopard. Phoenix being crazy. Being cray-cray. Are you cray-cray? I have to let them fight. It's just like... Not all... I mean, obviously, if it got bad, I wouldn't. But they have to... pick their shit. I can't just always break it up. I honestly want Phoenix to win, but he's smaller. Asian leopard cats are smaller than domestic cats normally, so my poor little wild baby. He could win if he wanted though, because he's scrappy and he's fast and he's stronger than her pound for pound, but he's just not confident. Anyway, look at their weenuses. Weenus with a penis. I don't know. Weenus that looks like Kylie Jenner lip challenge from bullshit. You know, two cops holding hands. Ignore this head.
Assistance for Mr. Malinowski. Authorities determined that the platform was a crime scene, but were unable to cordon off the area because they did not have enough of their standard yellow tape to do so. The Chicago Tribune reported that more than a dozen people walked through the unmarked crime scene before Officer Raymond Herron spotted Mrs. Lee and confronted her.
No, they gotta go on the outside. This is all a crime scene. Yeah, he's grabbing after the victim.
It's no like that.
Watch out. Well, ma'am, come out here.
I'm talking. I got to say.
Oh, yeah, you need to get out of the crime scene, ma'am. Please get out of the...
How the fuck would she know it's a crime scene, first of all? And she's the transit authority? Because she looks like she had some kind of badge. Second of all, he just grabbed her out of nowhere. If someone touched me like that, I would smack them. I don't give a fuck. Don't touch me. Ever. I worked at a haunted house. I learned to hit back.
Crime scene. That's what I'm telling you.
And you're touching me now.
Because you're in the crime scene, and I'm asking you to stay here. Do not go in the crime scene.
And I'm doing my job. Do not touch me.
You're not doing your job. You can do your job from right there.
Do not touch me.
You can do your job from right there. Don't go through the crime scene again. Then don't go through the crime scene again.
Don't touch me again.
Then don't go through the crime scene again. It's very simple.
I hate when people do this. Both of them. Saying the same thing back and forth, back and forth. Just fucking stop. I hate that shit. I hate it. If someone does it with me, I'll just stare at them and be like... and wait for them to finish saying the same sentence 1,000 times. I don't care. It's the same sentence. It has no more effect than it had the first time. Except pissing me off a little bit more. But look at this guy. He's just like, He's like, I don't know if I'm a policeman or not. Because, you know, I got sweatpants on and like a half leather jacket and one of his little kids. What's he doing?
We could go back and forth all day.
Don't touch me.
It's done already. You're in a crime scene. You can't just walk around freezing.
Preserving the condition of a crime scene is a vital element of the investigatory process, and as
how bad was he attacked?
It's noted by Assistant Director of the Criminal Justice Institute, Dr. Sherry.
I want to be a crime scene investigator. I'd be good at that shit. Honestly, I would. I want to work in forensics, but I can't go back to school because I went to school for the wrong thing. I mean, I'm glad I got really smart and I went to school. Luckily, it was in medical stuff, so I learned a lot that I would not have known. So I'm happy with that. And animal sciences, so. But, you know, and it won't stop me from, if I ever want to rescue, do the things I want, you know. But I really want to be a forensic person.
Carol May, crime scene contamination usually results through the actions of the personnel at the scene. In general, the greater number of personnel at the scene, the more likely it is that the scene or evidence will be contaminated. The National Institute of Justice's Crime Scene Investigation Manual states that controlling, identifying, and removing persons at the crime scene and limiting the number of persons who enter the crime scene and the movement of such persons is an important function of the initial responding officers in protecting the crime scene, and institutes a policy that the initial responding officers shall identify persons at the crime scene and control their movement. The manual's procedure instructs officers to control all individuals at the scene and prevent them from altering or destroying physical evidence by restricting movement, location, and activity, while ensuring and maintaining safety at the scene, and to exclude unauthorized and non-essential personnel from the scene, including law enforcement officials not working the case. Although some people had walked through the crime, the officers were making a legitimate effort to secure the area, and Officer Heron was well within his authority to control the movement of anyone walking through the scene who was not directly investigating the crime that had taken place. Approximately 7 minutes after Officer Heron removed Mrs. Lee from the crime scene, Sergeant William Spiker arrives, and Mrs. Lee confronts him about Officer Heron's conduct.
The stories were true.
Sorry. This isn't a dream. This is really happening.
What is...
They're dead. They're all dead. What did you do?
That's normally what people ask me.
Your officers, but we can deal with this first and then we'll talk about that later.
What's that?
Come on. Yeah, he did whatever. You know, just complain to him real quick if you want to, but don't make it a fucking thing.
He grabbed me.
Why?
Were
you in the crime scene or something?
I'm walking, talking, and they was telling me to assess the situation. He grabbed me and pushed me over.
Maybe you were in the crime scene. I'm not sure.
Right there, I'm not by the
They
blood,
wouldn't
and I'm walking
grab
over
you just for no reason, though.
He grabbed me and pushed me. Clearly, it could be seen too.
Okay.
Him right there.
You can see I'm not
You
biased.
want me to ask him why?
I want something to be done.
But if he tells me that you are obstructing the
Is someone fucking playing harmonica in the background? Listen.
crime scene, we're gonna arrest you.
You're not gonna arrest me
Yes,
for
we
doing
are.
my job. This is my job.
We're not gonna. That's the way it's gonna go. If you want to complain,
because this is my
that'll
job.
be his job, though. You'll be
If you want to complain, we're gonna arrest you.
obstructing his job, which
that
is
was told to assess the thing. So if I'm walking, I'm not stepping on the blood.
Mrs. Lee makes the assertion that because she was not in the exact area where the crime took place, then she should not have been moved.
I'm not
However, the
stepping on the
scope of a
blood.
crime scene is not limited to the immediate area of which the crime took place.
Yeah,
The NIJ's Crime Scene Investigation Manual states
Like literally, you're not stepping on the blood, so you're fine, bitch. Don't say that.
that boundaries are established beyond the initial scope of the crime scene, with the understanding that the boundaries can be reduced in size if necessary, but cannot be as easily expanded. The manual's policy states that the initial responding officers at the scene shall conduct an initial assessment of the extent of the crime scene, and then establish and control its boundaries. Whether or not Mrs. Lee was near any of the vital elements of the crime scene is irrelevant. The officers are within their authority to establish and control any areas they deem relevant to the investigation.
now you're playing apples and oranges. This
I'm not.
is our
Apples
crime
and
scene.
oranges is not to be pushed.
Okay, I'm gonna ask him.
You can ask him
Are you the
whatever.
supervisor?
Yes, I am.
Is it worth it to you that serious for this?
Yes, because he pushed me. If I
Did he
push
push you
when I
out
get
of the crime scene?
Yes, I almost took the blue tactile.
They pushed me too because I didn't know I was in the middle
That's
of it.
your guys. I don't let no man allow me. I don't care if
He didn't push you
yes,
down. He
it
moved
doesn't
you.
matter, but he pushed
He
you.
touched you.
Exactly.
So what's
You're not
the problem?
supposed to touch me. What
Yes,
do you
he
mean?
can touch you.
Can I touch you and grab you the way he grabbed me?
We can touch you to move you out
Can
of a
I
crime
touch
scene.
you and grab you the way he grabbed me?
Ma'am, we can touch you to move you out of a crime scene.
So I can touch you and move you
No,
out of
you
the crime.
can't touch me. We
is
can
my
touch
job
you.
Too. Okay, I can touch
This
you
is
too.
not your job. This is our job.
Officers of the Chicago Transit Authority have no investigatory
half a
powers
good
in
point.
regards
I
to
didn't think she'd
violations of
do.
state laws. As a CTA supervisor, Mrs. Lee's primary function at the crime scene was to oversee stops in the loop and determine which trains should be stopped or rerouted. Nothing in her official capacity would grant her access to a restricted crime scene once the Chicago Police Department took over the scene. It is important to review the moment that Officer Heron ushered Mrs. Lee out of the crime scene, as she continues to assert the notion that Officer Heron pushed her out of the way.
Yeah.
The body cam footage shows that the officer physically guided Mrs. Lee out of the crime scene and did not forcefully push or shove her as she claims.
Your job is to conduct the trains.
Exactly, and I was talking to my manager to let them.
Your job is to work with the trains. This is now our crime scene. If you're in the middle of it, we can move you out of it. Yes,
I'm not
we're
your
going to
crime
move you
scene,
out of the crime
but I'm
scene.
not your crime scene to push.
There's no complaint. If that's your complaint, there's no complaint.
10-4. Can I have your badge and stuff?
Yeah, we're going to have to. I'm going to talk to him then.
No, that's fine, but that's fine. Whatever you said, that's fine.
Which one of you guys grabbed her?
Because she was walking through the crime scene to get out of the crime scene, and I took her from behind and I guided her outside the crime scene. I did not push everything I can.
You're absolutely right. That's perfect. That's perfect.
He just moved you out of the crime scene is what he's saying.
No, I didn't push.
He's grabbed you and moved you out of the crime
That's fine, but anyway, you said you needed what from me? Sir, you needed something
They
from me?
need you to hold the tape. They want you, they say you're a supervisor, you can hold the tape. You can hold the tape for them.
What do you mean hold the tape?
The tape off that camera.
Because you have to get that from control center. I can't.
No, that's the,
that's
another unit. Okay.
Okay.
Was she obstructing the crime scene?
Yes. I told her, it's all on my body camera. I told her she had to get out of the crime scene. She kept walking. I told her she had to get out of the crime scene.
Did she continue in our crime scene?
Walking away from the crime scene. He pushed
Did she
me. I guess
continue
I
in
wasn't
our
walking
crime
fast enough for him. No, I didn't. He pushed me right over there. He did all these things. But you guess what? It's all on camera, and I'm done with it now. If you guys do it,
I mean, are we done with this? I mean, he's explaining what he did.
No, I'm not done with it. Y'all can be done with it.
You're not done with it?
Oh, I'm not. Because
Do you want to have her arrested for obstructing our crime scene? She could laugh all she wants, but she cannot obstruct our crime scene.
Although Sergeant Spiker may be within his authority to arrest Mrs. Lee for obstructing the crime scene, it is clear that the motivation to effectuate an arrest was derived from Mrs. Lee's intention to file a complaint against Officer Heron.
If you want to eat healthy and feel your best,
not like he said,
you gotta try Kachava. Kachava is the world's healthiest all-in-one meal shake. It's made with over 70 plant-based superfoods.
Former supervisor of Chicago's police oversight agency, Lorenzo Davis, told the Chicago Tribune that it is unlikely Officer Herron would face disciplinary action for removing Lee from the crime scene, but also stated, quote, "Everyone has a right to file a complaint. An arrest should never be conditioned on whether that person drops the complaint or not." Chicago is one of the few cities that has both a Bureau of Internal Affairs and a Civilian Office of Police Accountability, which essentially work congruently with one another whenever a complaint is filed. Sergeant Spiker does not retain the authority to dictate whether a complaint against an officer is valid. And according to the Chicago Tribune, city policy requires officers to report a complaint to the Civilian Office of Police Accountability within 1 hour of receiving it. Sergeant Spiker chose to arrest Mrs. Lee only after she insisted on filing a complaint, which is an obvious act of retaliation.
Was she obstructing our crime scene?
She did not. When I told her, I said, "Man, we got to get out of the crime scene." She didn't listen. I told her several times. That's why I'm on the radio. He didn't tell me several anything. He pushed me from behind. We can look at my body camera. We sure can.
Okay, arrest her.
Okay.
Put your hands behind your back.
Officer Herron places Mrs. Lee into handcuffs, and Mrs. Lee's manager arrives on the scene shortly thereafter. After some negotiations with the CPD officers, Mrs. Lee is released and allowed to go free without any charges. According to the Chicago Tribune, Mrs. Lee's name appeared on the CPD's official incident report, accusing her of obstruction of justice and potentially contaminating the crime scene, but failed to mention Mrs. Lee's request to lodge a complaint or that she was detained for another 7 minutes after Officer Herron removed her from the unmarked crime scene. Following the encounter, Mrs. Lee filed a formal complaint with the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, who recommended that Sergeant Spiker be stripped of his police powers while it investigates the complaint. Chicago Superintendent David Brown has not yet responded to the notification, and the sergeant continues to serve in his official capacity. Mrs. Lee has since filed a federal lawsuit, alleging that the officers falsely arrested her and violated her First Amendment rights, and is still employed with the Chicago Transit Authority. Overall, Officer Herron and Sergeant Spiker get a C-, because although they were within their authority to order Mrs. Lee to evacuate the crime scene, they principally arrested her for attempting to file a complaint, did not appropriately document the encounter, and made no effort to de-escalate the interaction. As mentioned earlier, Officer Herron did nothing wrong by removing Mrs. Lee from the crime scene. However,
Yeah, no, for sure. But like I said, these are fun to get into. They really are. This is, I think there's one.
We'll keep this quick. We're making breakfast without compromises your reality.
I just started.
Lunches you dream about in compostable packaging.
I have to work early, and I just got off work. I don't know why. I don't even have 12 hours in between my job right now. Between getting off.
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers child abandonment, harboring fugitives, and warrantless entries, and is brought to us by the Greeley
Warrantless entries, bitch, I can tell you about.
Tribune's channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. Before we dive into the interaction, I want to give a big...
I like how he does that too, this channel.
Big thanks to the sponsor of this episode, Raycon. If you're still using wired headphones in 2021, let me quickly...
Listen, it's 2022 right now, and I fully accept that. We all know about Raycon. So many people know about Raycon. Ray J or whatever the fuck your name is. I don't even know. Your name could be Conrad anymore. Conrad Roy.
Officer Casey Barnum of the Greeley Police Department visited the Greeley, Colorado apartment of mother of 3, Rose Perez, to follow up on a call that Ms. Perez's 16-year-old son, Trey, made to the Weld County Dispatch from the apartment complex's main office. In the call, Trey reported that he had missed an Adams County court date that morning because Ms. Perez had allegedly kicked him out and refused to take him to the hearing. Officer Barnum walked up the stairs to the apartment and knocked on the door.
Hi.
How far away was your hearing? First of all, you have a hearing? How far away was it? Because, first of all, I got a bicycle. I'm going to make it there if it means I'm going to get arrested. Especially if I have kids. Find someone to watch them. I mean, I can't know everything. I barely even started. Let me shut up.
Hello. Hi. So we're
we're getting a call from your son saying that you guys are kicking him out.
I actually just got home. He has a warrant out for his arrest.
Right, for possibly for not doing court or something.
Yep, that's right. Yep, that is right.
And he's calling us saying you're kicking him out of the house.
I just got home from court, like literally just walked in the house. It's been my sister, and he actually hasn't been allowed in my house because he did this the last time, and I had to do a well check because I was at work. So I did tell her not to open the door if he came back, if I'm not here.
You can't do that.
While Officer Barnum informs Ms. Perez that she cannot refuse to allow her child into her home when she is not there, he does not cite any legal authority for this assertion. Under Section 14-13-102 of the Colorado Revised Statutes, a minor is considered abandoned when left without provision for reasonable and necessary care or supervision.
Minor, okay.
And Section 14-6-101 makes it a Class 5 felony to willfully neglect, fail, or refuse to provide reasonable support and maintenance for children under 18. The
under 18. And I think I didn't have it hard. A lot of people had it so much harder than me. So I will not say I had it hard. I had it hard in other ways. And not that I was a bad person. I was a very good person. I had a great work. Why did I want to say ethnic? But ethic, you know. And I excelled at studies, and I just didn't get along at home, so, which is stupid, because I get along with my parents, both of them now, great. That's a story for another day, which I probably will never tell, at least one side of, because I just wouldn't do that, because things change. Everybody changes. In 1 year, you can be a totally different person. As long as you stay that person, you've been that person since the day after you were the shitty person. To me. But, I dropped out of high school. And, the middle of my second year. And I went directly to college because I took the GED test. I should take a pre-test, and they were like, you passed that with, like, you know, the highest score or whatever, so go ahead and take the GED test, because you have to pay every time or whatever, and I was like, yeah, I'll take it, so I took it, and, passed it, and I got, like, the highest score, I think they said, in my state, at a humble brag, for, like, the past 15 years. For my age and everything. And I was like, oh shit. So, you know, I was 17. So then I went to college when I was 17. And which is kind of difficult because it's hard to find a place to rent an apartment to someone who's 17. But because I got extra money from my school loans to pay for the apartment, my school handled that for me. So, thank you, school. And I got started with my life. And I graduated, you know. Second in my class. Motherfucker. Fucking German bitch. Could have been first.
necessary level of care and supervision will vary depending on the child's age and other relevant circumstances.
Anyway,
Section 19-3-604 of the Colorado Revised Statutes, which details when the legal relationship between a parent and child can be terminated by the state, defines abandonment as a situation where the parent has surrendered physical custody of the child for 6 months or more without showing firm intention to resume physical custody of the child or to make permanent legal arrangements for the care of the child. There is nothing in any of these provisions that requires the care and supervision to occur in the parent's home, or grants a child an unconditional right of entry to the parent's home. In this situation, Trey had been staying with Ms. Perez's sister-in-law. Ms. Perez remained in contact with him, and he was still permitted to enter the home when Ms. Perez was present. Under these circumstances, Officer Barnum would have no legal basis to conclude that Ms. Perez had abandoned her child. Colorado also criminalizes child abandonment under the the offense of child abuse, which Section 18-6-401 of the Colorado Revised Statutes defines as causing an injury to a child's life or health, permitting a child to be unreasonably placed in a situation that poses a threat of injury to the child's life or health, or engaging in a continued pattern of conduct that results in malnourishment, lack of proper medical care, cruel punishment, mistreatment, or an accumulation of injuries that ultimately results in the death of a child or serious bodily injury to a child. Since this law only applies to children under the age of 16, Ms. Perez could not be prosecuted for child abuse for her parenting decisions regarding Trey. However, she could potentially face child abuse charges for allowing Trey in the home around her 2 young children, particularly if he injured them, as this could be considered permitting them to be unreasonably placed in a situation that poses a threat of injury to their life or health.
Okay, well, either way, he has warrant out for his arrest, so you guys can deal with it.
This shit's confusing.
Okay?
So, as a mother,
Okay, I gotta go, okay?
She gave up on that shit.
so I'm pretty sure I know which warrant it is. It was for the incident a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna come outside.
He's not coming to go to the flat for that.
Okay. It's not a warrant for that. It was a warrant today because he failed to show up for court. So let me explain to you, officer, what's been going on, okay? So first off, he's kicked my door down before.
Okay.
The whole entire thing. The other day I was at work, and I can't leave work to come and see what's going on. I have small baby children here.
Okay.
And he did this to my door while I was gone. While I was gone, not while I was here.
So, ma'am?
So I did a well check. No, please hear me out first,
Okay.
because I know exactly where you're going with this. Okay? So I asked him on his birthday, which was Tuesday, to get his butt home.
Okay.
He failed to come home. I don't know if he told you that or not, but he failed to come home.
Okay.
Okay, so he went to my sister-in-law's house and has been there since.
Okay.
And I told him, if you're not here by Friday morning in order to go to court, Trey, I'm going to court on my own.
Okay.
Which I did this morning. I went to court on my own. His court was at 9:30, and I will show
It's
you
fine.
where
I'll
I
bring you to
told
court
him.
anyway.
Okay, I told him your court is at 9:30, so
Okay.
you better be here doing what you're supposed to be doing, or I'm going to court on my own.
Okay.
And guess what I did? Because he just got here.
Okay.
So what did I do?
Went to court on
I went to court on my own.
Okay.
Okay? So he has a warrant out for his arrest out of out of Adams County right now for failure to appear. And the judge specifically told me, I told her everything that happened, as I'm telling you.
Okay.
And am I kicking him out now? Yeah, he has a warrant out for his arrest. He's not welcome in my home until he gets that taken care of.
Okay.
Okay.
You can't do that.
Yes, I can. He's a fugitive. Yes, I can.
You can call. Listen.
Yes, I
listen.
can. What?
I listen to you.
Okay, what?
You can call us if he comes, but you cannot say you can't come in. And if you lock him out, he can kick your door to get in because he lives here.
Ms. Perez informs Officer Barnum that Trey is not welcome in her home because he is a fugitive and that she will not allow him to return until he takes care of the warrant.
Well, okay, hold on. I'm just thinking along the lines of what she might be thinking real quick, because if you harbor a fugitive, you can get in trouble, right? So, let's see where this goes.
Section 18-8-105 of the Colorado Revised Statutes, which defines the criminal offense of being an accessory to crime, prohibits harboring or concealing another individual with the intent to hinder, delay, or prevent their discovery, detection, apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or punishment for the commission of a crime. There are no exceptions to this law for harboring family members or minors. It is feasible that Ms. Perez could be subject to charges under this statute if she allowed Trey into her home, although it may be challenging to prove that she specifically intended to hinder, delay, or prevent
That's
his...
what I was gonna say. If she's not hindering, if she's letting him in just to live so he can get to the hearing, then it don't matter. He's just there. She ain't hindering anything. But if he doesn't show up and he was there and it's proven, then I guess she could get in trouble. Maybe she doesn't trust him that much.
Prosecution. By allowing Trey to stay in her home, Ms. Perez could also potentially face charges for contributing to the delinquency of a minor, which Section 18-6-701 of the Colorado Revised Statutes defines as inducing, aiding, or encouraging a child to violate any federal or state law, municipal or county ordinance, or court order. In response to Ms. Perez's argument, Officer Barnum states that she is not allowed to prevent Trey from entering her home, and that if she locks him out, he is allowed to kick down the door to enter. While Trey could possibly be charged with an array of crimes for kicking down the door, depending on the specific circumstances of the incident, at the very least, he could be charged with criminal mischief, more commonly known as vandalism. Section 18-4-501 of the Colorado Revised Statutes defines criminal mischief as knowingly damaging the real or personal property of one or more other individuals, including property owned by the individual jointly with another. Whether the apartment is a rental or owned by Ms. Perez, any intentional...
I thought I felt a draft. I'm cold everywhere, but holy shit. I'm gonna have to go back and I don't even have it on this computer. I gotta start recording on the laptop or something. Oh, fuck.
damage to the door would be considered criminal mischief.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. He may not kick my door.
Okay.
Okay?
If you lock him out, he can.
Okay, I didn't lock him out. My sister did. If he is being a havoc, well, my sister is here babysitting my children.
Okay.
He is not welcome
Then
here.
she needs to call us. You can't kick
Oh,
him
we
out.
did call you. We did call. We did a well check. They came. The officer came and you can check that.
Okay.
The officer came and did that. He hasn't been home since until today.
Okay.
Today he was locked out again, and the reason that he was locked out was because I wasn't home. When I'm home, then he can come.
That's not how this
Okay,
works.
too bad, so sad. Goodbye.
No, that's not how... Ma'am, listen. That is not how...
Ms. Perez attempts to end the conversation by entering her apartment and closing the door, and Officer Barnum kicks the door open before she can shut it, which Ms. Perez appears to interpret as an attempt to enter her apartment. Ms. Perez attempts to repel Officer Barnum by shoving him back, and Officer Barnum grabs her by the arm, pulls her out of the apartment, handcuffs her, and informs her he is placing her under arrest. The Fourth Amendment...
Students with ADHD save 10 hours studying with this Chrome extension.
But no, by all
Amendment protects citizens from unreasonable governmental intrusion into their homes. As the Supreme Court of Colorado stated in the 1999 case of People versus Lewis, the principal protection for citizens against governmental intrusion into their homes is the requirement that a warrant to enter be based on probable cause. In order to enter a home without a warrant, police officers must have probable cause to believe that a crime has been committed, and exigent circumstances necessitate...
This guy uses, and a couple other people... Other YouTubers use this guy with just the police, nothing here. This man looking outside of this door, and then a girl in like a pink hoodie with like shoulder length, dark hair all the time.
Necessitating immediate police action must exist. In Colorado, there are 3 general categories of exigent circumstances: hot pursuit of a fleeing suspect, a risk of immediate destruction of evidence, and an emergency that threatens the life or safety of another. In this situation, Officer Barnum did not have probable cause that a crime had been committed, nor were there exigent circumstances that justified entering Ms. Perez's apartment without a warrant. Therefore, any entry into the home under these circumstances would be illegal. Section 18-1-705 of the Colorado Revised Statutes allows an individual who is in possession or control of any building, realty, or other premises to use reasonable and appropriate physical force upon another individual when reasonably necessary to prevent what the individual reasonably believes to be the commission or...
So I could have pushed that motherfucker out? Oh, it's in Colorado. Never mind.
Or attempted commission of an unlawful trespass. The First Division of the Colorado Court of Appeals determined in the 1988 case of People versus Lutz that this section is not just applicable to civilians, but it also applies to unlawful entries where the trespassers happen to be police officers. Therefore, if Ms. Perez reasonably believed that Officer Barnum was entering her home illegally, there is a legitimate argument to be made that she had the statutory privilege to resist the unlawful intrusion into the sanctuary of her private home. It is important to bear in mind that this statute does not grant citizens the right to resist an officer's entry into their home if the officer has legitimately acquired probable cause to enter with the complement of exigent circumstances. And it is extremely difficult for the average citizen to determine whether an officer's intrusion into their home is legal or not. So it is extremely unwise to physically resist officers who warrantlessly enter a private citizen's home. In situations like this one, it is almost always best to allow the officers to enter the home and challenge the legitimacy of the entry later in court, regardless of whatever statutory privileges may be granted to citizens. It is not worth the risk of mistakenly resisting a lawful entry.
I just want to say one thing real quick. I don't really specifically like this lady. Just, I don't know. I can't get a read on her. I'm usually good at reading people, but Can't get a read on her, just as I couldn't get a read on that cop that planted drugs in that lady's car and ruined hundreds of lives. But she also has been dealing with a person trying to break into her house. So you're pushing her door open and her first instinct is to push back. As long as she didn't continue, I think he immediately should have understood. Someone's been trying to break into her house. Whatever the circumstance. That's what she was feeling like, you know? She was trying to protect her other children from such things, etc. And he goes ahead and tries to kick the door open after she tries to escape into her home, which seems like something she might do often. So, could have been a force of habit to immediately arrest her. Maybe not a good idea.
From police and putting yourself and other occupants of your home in unnecessary danger. After arresting Ms. Perez, Officer Barnum placed her in the back seat of his police vehicle. She demanded to speak with his supervisor, Sergeant Wade Corliss, who joined Officer Barnum at the scene. Ms. Perez was held in the cruiser for about an hour until Sergeant Corliss ordered Officer Barnum to let her go. Greeley Police Chief Mark Jones and Deputy Chief Adam Turk visited Ms. Perez at a later date to follow up on the incident. And according to a September 20th, 2019 letter, the agency
They're fine. They're just playing. It doesn't sound like it, but that's Phoenix's normal voice. Phoenix, what are you doing, baby boy? Okay, you do you.
Sent to Ms. Perez, the department determined that Officer Barnum's actions, quote, were not appropriate or according to department policy. In November 2019, the Greeley PD announced that Officer Barnum was no longer with the department. On June 26, 2020, Ms. Perez filed a lawsuit in the U.S. District Court for the District of Colorado against Officer Barnum, Sergeant Corliss, and the city of Greeley for violation of her Fourth Amendment rights. Ms. Perez's complaint also alleges that she suffered physical injuries to her left hand and wrist, including pain, swelling, bruising, and dequervin-tenosynovitis, which is a painful inflammation of tendons at the base of the thumb. As of the date of this video, the litigation is ongoing. Overall, Officer Barnum gets an F for failing to conduct a thorough investigation, displaying a fundamental misunderstanding of Colorado's child abandonment laws, and entering Ms. Perez's home without the legal authority to do so. This is yet another case of an officer failing to do their due diligence of understanding the laws they are charged with enforcing, and neglecting to adhere to the boundaries of the Fourth Amendment. Officer Barnum had plenty of time to contact a supervisor to ensure that he was carrying.
Yeah, he got fired. I'm gonna make rice.
And for following up this encounter with a lawsuit. Be sure to give.
What, she got an A? What does she get in parenting? Bitch. Okay, let's see. So let's see. These guys are fired. They probably beat that black guy's ass. You know. Typical. Let's see. Which one do we want to see next? I want to say. I'll make sure everything's okay. It looks like it should be alright. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, wow. I can keep clicking on it. But bam. And then, but bam. And then, but bam. I'm just joking. Sorry. Okay, anyway. I can't believe. Thank you for helping me fix my bitrate, guy from Turkey. And I really hope Russia doesn't. Oh my god, I haven't looked at the news in like a week because I started work. It's just so depressing. And I'm Russian. Yes, I'm part Russian. It makes me sad to be a Kolarikova. Anyway. I just want to. Never mind. Anything else interesting? Let's see. Oh my god. It is not. I have to get up. Oh, I have to go already? I don't want to. I gotta go. This is why I don't want to work. I'm sad.
Give your support to the.
Tomorrow I get off early. So I'm gonna come back on. Okay? I will be back tomorrow. And we can watch either more Audit the Audit, or maybe I'll just leave it up. Which, interesting name, you know, Audit the Audit. Hand, holding a scale, an actual, I don't know, like, what is it, a fist of justice type shit? What is there about say? Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what in the right or wrong police interactions. Alright, yeah. That's nice. I like it. First spawn. Oh, that's smart. Smart. Let me see what my own about me says. Oh my god. I don't even remember. When did I fucking make this? Oh my god, it's been so many years now. Why? Let's play this now in VR. Oh, that was like a year or two ago when I got my VR. Horror, funny, weird, anything your heart desires. Because I'm from Boston. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. Me singing in various places. As if someone gives a shit. And sometimes I mix a song up my own way with a cover. Oh, I used to do that. And I really want to do that again. What's the one song I used to love? Oh, one of my favorites. Oh, my God. I keep getting the one. No, not that one. Lady Gaga. Oh, yeah. I wanna hold 'em like they do in Texas, please. Fold 'em, let 'em hit me. Raise it, baby, stay with me. Oof, a love game, intuition. Play the cards with spades to start. And after he's been hooked, I'll play the one that's on his heart. Oh, 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 oh. I'll get him hot, show him what I got. Oh, 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 oh. They are there. Oh yeah, it is. There is some originals. I've written a lot of songs. I just don't sing them on here because I don't know if I want to sing them without music accompanying them. But I can't sing. 323. I like that number. Ooh, two of my favorite numbers just together, back to back. Back to back, stacks on stacks. Come here, baby girl. Oh, thank you. You want to sing? Here, look. Look, you can sing into this. Right here. See? There's my stomach. I'm hungry. Huh? What is my stomach doing? What are you doing, baby girl? Really? Oh, she just wants to lick my hands. Some kitty ASMR. Oh, you're such a sweet girl, huh? Yeah. I would pick you up on the side of the road any day. Okay? And I'm so glad I picked you up. I thought you was roadkill, but you're not. Look at you all alive and shit. Aren't you so happy my car was super loud? I had a muffler issue. And I thought she was a dead kitten on the side of the road because she was a little kitten. And I was like, oh my god, that's so sad, a dead kitten on the side of the road, you know? And I was like, that's fucked up. Now I gotta bury it because I bury animals after I post them on a website so their owners can find them and bury their own pets if their pet got out. But she was skinny, so skinny. I mean, skin and bones. Like, I didn't even know she was gonna live, honestly. But my car muffler was fucked up, and I was driving by, and it was so loud. And I slowed down to look at, the dead kitten to be like, how fresh is that to just get hit? And it, her head lifted up, and I was like, oh my god, she's alive. And then I had food in my car because I'm an angel, and I always keep animal food in my car in case I find animals on the side of the road. I also keep a leash that I can loop and lasso an animal with, because I've had to lasso if a stray dog's running around. Sometimes if you can't get to them, you can get them close enough to set food down and then lasso them in different ways, etc. So, I got her. There's videos. You can watch it. Doesn't matter. But, yeah. I'm so glad I kept her, though. Matt made me keep her. Matt made me keep her because he was a keeper. He better get his shit straightened up or else he's going to be sad because he didn't keep her, which is me. In my creaky chair. Because my ass is so fat. If pick is your art, contact me. Oh, yeah. I want to know who this artist is. Why did you draw me in my pink shirt? How? Because if you really open this picture up, it's just fucking straight up me. With my old hair color. Same haircut. Hair color. Everything. Same hair part. I mean, what the fuck? Freckles? Why? Why'd they give her freckles? I'm a redhead. That's why I have freckles. With black eyebrows, which is a rare genetic thing. So what the fuck? Why did you draw me? Whoever. Who are you? Please tell me what your inspiration was, please. Was it me? It wasn't me. She caught me on the counter. It wasn't me. Saw me banging on the sofa. It wasn't me. I even got her in the shower. It wasn't me. She said it really was over. Saw the marks on my shoulder. Hear the words that I told her. This girl cracks me up sometimes. You did it. Yay, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard.
Can't wait for some action? Introducing all new Live Casino at Unibet. Play anytime, anywhere. With live dealers, it's real-time casino at your fingertips 24/7. Play your favorite table games like blackjack and roulette. Don't wait. Download our app or visit pa.unibet.com and join 14 million players now to get $10 free. Deposit is simple with a...
It's a nauseating video.
I know. Fuck this shit. Fuck your life. Fuck my... Oh my god, this motherfucker. I hate him. Like, dude, you have pimples and you're not attractive. And you're fucking 12 or who the fuck, 14. Fuck off, alright? Exorcist? Damn, I'm finding all kinds of shit.
Well, here's...
All kinds of shit. What in the... I am gonna have to make lists. Yeah, I gotta get off. I gotta get off here before I get myself into some trouble. Because I'm gonna keep going. So, I'll see you guys later. And have a great night. You know? I gotta wake up in like freaking 5 hours. Lifty what a work schedule. I'm gonna go eat some rice. Goodbye. Love you.